Main Straight, stand up from what you're doing, give them the wave if you like, but certainly wish them well because they are giving you the salute to the crowd in the Knoxville style. On the terraces, get up and do it this time around. Around at the back straight, you've done it so well all night, and in the stand, this is your opportunity. Now just bring the house down, roar it down, get up and do it again of your own free will. Get the wave going if you like. You reckon you can outdo them on the terrace? Let's prove it this time around. Come on, get up and give them heaps. In the stand. And we'll revert them back to starting positions. Rows of two. Everybody starting to wander back. Going to be a very exciting classic. "17 competitors coming around on the track at the moment. The 17th being the defending Australian champion, Ron Cricky. Pace vehicle of the circuit. 35 laps of racing up on the board. The record 8:06.91. Gary Brazier off one at Gary Rush's election. Gary Rush the highest point scorer on this one. Jamie Cobby off three. We're racing in the Kalari Transport 1994 Australian Sprintcar champion at Premier Speedway. And already we see Gary Rush jump out of the lead. We've got drama on turn two. One upside down. And it looks like it's the defending national champion. Front end completely out the race car. We're now looking for a restart again for the Kalari Transport 1994 Australian Sprint Car Championship as Gary Brazier brings them round the 3-4 turn. Rush on the outside, the two of them go at it. Rush gets the jump again, and Gary Rush is the early leader in this one with Brazier second, Stephen Gall in third. Behind that we've got Jamie Cobby. Brooke Tatnell further back is Robert Farr. He's forward, one in trouble, upside down big time. And I'm telling you, we have a lap recorded. This is Peter Smith, the colour type labels car number 8 from South Australia.
In that area, Ian, is that a TV stand or a camera post there? They
that's a camera position, so
they did get action on the spot.
Oh, probably more on the spot than you'd probably want it.
Perhaps they mightn't have got the...
I dare say that I wouldn't have been really pleased to be standing right up there as I see Pete Smith sailing through the air towards me.
Brazier, the 21 car. 2 infringements, could be the strap. 3 infringements, could be to the back of the pack. He won't want that. Gary Brazier to bring him round. Gary Rush off turn 2. Rush, the top point scorer, electing to go out of the second position. Max Dumsney's done this once before with success. We go this time. Very equal start. Bit of pushing and shoving at the back of the pack. His cars settle down. Gary Rush jumps out in the lead off the second turn. And we've got everybody trying to be a hero further back in the pack. Rush comes past, first time past the judge. Running second is Gary Brazier. Third, Stephen Gall. Fourth place, Brooke Tatnell. Behind that, we've got Jamie Cobby from South Australia. Then the first of the Farr cars. That is indeed Robert Farr. And behind him, we've got John Walsh from New South Wales. David Anderson. David Anderson has taken a huge crash. Upside down completely. Oh, thanks, Andrew. Yes, it was certainly Steve for looking for a start on this one. 1 down, 34 remaining. Green flag. They come around the cone on the back chute. They're watching it very carefully. This big field. The rope gets tugged in with Gary Rush resuming as race leader. Running in second place, we've got car number 21, Gary Brazier. Stephen Gall, the 4 times Mr. Motocross champion of Australia, is running in third place, followed by Brooke Tatnell. The Jarvis Ford entry from South Australia of Jamie Cobby. Robert Farr behind him. Further back, we've got John Walsh from New South Wales. He's followed by the second of the Farr units. That's Colin Farr, followed by George Tatnell, moving back one place, I should say to you there. Max Dumsney, hot on the heels of George Tatnell. Then they're followed by car 32 of Nathan MacDonald. Then Ryan Farrell, John Shaw. Then Todd Wanless, and one turns it round. Farrell, he keeps it going and returns to the race. But let me tell you, a very, very costly spin on turn number 4 for the Western Australian. Meantime, we'll watch the master at work. Rush into the 3-4 turn. This time 29 laps remaining. Rush round to the back chute. Chasing behind is Gary Brazier. The two of them very evenly matched in horsepower, but the experience is a little different. Rush, 10 times winner of the National Crown. Will he make it 11 tonight? Up behind the traffic, and if anybody's good, it's Gary Rush. He gets underneath Skip Jackson. He puts one down there. Here comes Gary Brazier. Now up behind Todd Wanless, who moves up the track and allows the 10 times national champion to go by. John Shaw in front of them now. He's on turn number 4, the race leader. It's the Castrol car of Gary Rush. Farrell spins it again off 4 and still keeps it going. Ryan Farrell, rookie racer in this series. There's the Super Series as Rush now opens up a lead over Gary Brazier. In fact, is starting to run away with this slightly. We are at the 25 lap mark. There is 10 laps down, 25 remaining in trouble. Tom Waddlers will bring down the cautions, I think. He keeps it going. He's trying everything. The car, the front end is gone. They go for a caution over on turn 3. And bad luck for the young Queenslander. This will be a quick yellow caution, not a full red light. 5 will be resumed as the 25th lap not completed. Rush to lead him around the cone. Rush and Brazier. Out of the gate, have a look at Brooke Tatnall. And have a look at this. We've got some desperate stuff happening further back in the field. Rush still the race leader. He comes around now with 24 remaining. Brazier still in second. Gall in third. Further back, we've got car 8. Brooke Tatnall, Jamie Cobby in 5th position. He's followed by car number 3, Robert Farr. Max Dumsney on the move now. He's sitting up behind Farr, and he's trying to pick them off one by one. Rush into turn number 3. Distance between him and Dumsney at the moment is 1/2 a lap in Rush's favour. And drama over there again for Ryan Farrell. The setup not right on the car, getting very loose on the turns. And Rush predicting that this circuit would go slick for the end of this race. And he's probably got the setup. John Barrett and he very, very talented at picking the hot ticket. Brazier running second. Here comes Gall. Tatnall still running behind him, but the battle of the mind is Dumsney. A brilliant outside pass. Max Dumsney with a brilliant outside pass is now into 4th position on the racetrack. And he is chasing after Brooke Tatnall with 15 remaining of this event. Rush down into turn number 3. Just as smooth as underneath John Shaw. The two of them racing past. And this race is going to go right down to the wire. Rush into turn number 3. Brazier unable to answer him at the moment, though still within striking distance, about 5 cars to the rear of the race leader. Steve Gall still very strong in 3, but Brooke Tatnall maybe making just a little bit of ground up on him, but making the most ground is Max Dumsney, and he's behind Tatnall. Another lap in the lead for Gary Rush. Possibly about to again rewrite the history books of speedway racing in Australia. This grand champ, having won 10 times this event, and 11 will be just unbelievable here before this massive crowd at Premier Speedway. Rush off turn number 4. Now it's 14 to go. A little confused by the timer. We have a light out, and we'll forget about that for the moment as we look back to second place. And Brazier still trying everything to reel Rush in. Gall still in 3rd place, but Dumsney the big mover. Tatnall moving up on Gall. Dumsney is about to tap on Brooke Tatnall's rear door as we see Gary Rush past this time with 12 laps remaining, still in command of this event by about 5 car lengths. The race leader now with 12 remaining. Brazier closing slightly on him. Here comes Gall with Tatnall breathing down his exhaust pipe. And Tatnall moves up. Brooke Tatnall now is moving up to 3rd place. Oh, they come together. He and Stephen Gall. And capitalising on the event is Max Dumsney, but can't pull it off. Gall's car going away from him. Dumsney on the low line, the two of them having a bit of a go here. but Dumsney not quite enough to go on with. The lap swinging away. Have a look at this. Brazier with Rush. It's Gary Rush and Gary Brazier. The two of them. Brazier got underneath him. Half a dozen laps remaining in this exciting Australian Sprint Car Championship. Rush again on top of it. The track now becoming very slick. Another challenge by Brazier on the low line here as we see the two of these races from Sydney. The 21-year-old challenger to the crown and the 49-year-old veteran 10 times winner of this event. George Tatnall gets past one more time. Further back in third place, I should say, we've got Brooke Tatnall, but have a look at this. Gary Brazier trying everything he possibly can to wear down Gary Rush, but Gary Rush just seems to have that little bit when he needs it. Brazier smoking the right rear, trying to do the high line slingshot on him. Rush now dives to the low line. The two of them, the cars seem to be slowing, the fatigue showing. There is round about 4 laps, make it 3 I think this time past. We have to lie down on the timer, which is confusing us slightly. Rush and Brazier at it down the back chute. They go into turn 3. Rush very sideways. Brazier trying to get traction. And 2 laps remaining in this one. The leader around there. Brazier on the outside. Rush on the inside. The white flag coming up. 1 remaining. The two of them together. The pair of them turn around. Rush tries to keep going. Brazier does. Caution on the racetrack. And Gary Rush is retired. We have green. George Tatnall is just hanging there on the racetrack. Gary Brazier jumps away for the restart of this one. George Tatnall is out there just circulating. And we got Gary Brazier off for 1 to go in the Aussie title. Gary Brazier cranks it up in car number 21. He goes down into turn number 3. And the new 1994 Australian Sprint Car Champion is Gary Brazier. Gall crashes big time. We have a fire over there. Front end is loose. Let's hope Stephen Gall is quite okay. Crashed over the line in the most spectacular fashion.
Right, Stephen Gall's car being cleared from the circuit down there. Obviously, we went straight onto a red light situation. We've got a hold with the final position.
Thanks, David. Stephen, what happened?
Well, Robbie Farr tried a move on the inside. It's called a slide job in the trade, and he worked up underneath me very aggressively. Last corner, big title, pressures on him to try to pass me, so I guess he exploited every possibility, and unfortunately I'm left with a very, very damaged and expensive repairable on a race car, which is not so nice really.
What would you estimate the damage at?
$10,000? Easily $10,000. Complete frames sort of tore up, and front end, wings, wheels, 10 grand probably at least.
That's unfortunate. Commiserations about the damage in the accident, but you were running very, very strong. In the title, you were driving straight into third spot?
Yeah, we had third pretty well covered then, and I was happy to get third. I didn't have an engine because I had an overheating problem, and the temperature light was on for the last half of the race, so I wasn't even putting my foot down on the straight, so I was just trying to keep it smooth, straight, out of trouble, and look what happened to me.
That's very unfortunate. Tell me, do you think the amount of stoppages in the race caused the overheating problem?
No, I think we've got a bit of a head gasket problem. The head gasket's weeping a little bit, and we put water in one of the stoppage, and it didn't seem to work so well, so I think the head gasket's leaking.
Commiserations, but there's plenty more titles and plenty more races left.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, mate. Thank you very much.
We unfortunately will not be presenting third place, subject to an inquiry. So let's go straight into... We unfortunately will not be presenting third place, subject to an inquiry. So let's go straight into position number 2. Put your hands together for the man who drives the Shell Phantom entry from New South Wales, Brooke Tatnall. Brooke Tatnall come down here, has had more than his fair share of dramas over the last 10 days. But let me tell you, this young man's came of age. because at no time has he complained. He sat in, done it, and tried to be there at the end. Brooke, congratulations. Second might not be first, but it's a great effort in any event.
Yeah, second place at this place is nearly first for us. If we can finish a race here, it's like winning a race, and I really owe the credit to all the guys on the crew. I had the two best mechanics in the country in the help of Jeff Murphy and engine builder Alan Felsh. They prepared the best car. We were a little bit unlucky that we got a bent race car, but no complaints. Congratulations to young Gary, and bad luck to Gary Rush. But I really thank the guys on the crew, Shell Oils, Phantom Comics, CR&D, Murphy Race Cars, all you wonderful people for coming out, especially our true supporters over on the back straight that sit next to the deviates hill. And I said I'd conquer this place one day, and we've nearly got there, but we've conquered deviates hill for a change.
And to present Brooke Tatnall with his second place here tonight on behalf of Kalari Transport, the Managing Director, Mr. Tony Noski.
Thanks very much, Ian. There you go, Brooke. I'd like to congratulate you on a magnificent drive. That was really one hell of an event.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Tony and all the boys at Kalari. They've been great for sponsors with their own privateer acts and the sponsoring of the 1994 Australian Sprintcar title. Really like to thank them and all the minor sponsors. So keep coming back, and we'll see you next time we're down here.
Well, come on, Warrnambool, Brooke Tatnall, second in the Aussie Championship. Taking the gold and the glory and a bottle of champagne to go with it. Well, it gives me great pride to stand on here, the dais, and announce the winner of the Kalari Transport 1994 Australian Sprintcar Champions, the new Australia #1 from Sydney, New South Wales, Gary Brazier. Gary, our sincerest congratulations. And of course, it was a tough race out there with yourself and Gary Rush. And then, of course, having to relive it all again with those 2 laps of restarts. How did the nerves handle it?
Well, at first off, we planned off letting Gary take the lead because I knew he was a bit quicker. I just thought we could run him down in them lap cars, and once we got to the bottom, I started picking him off real quick. I showed my nose a little bit early and he started cutting it off. But we ended up going around the outside of him, and I guess what happened to him happened to him. First of all, I'd just like to thank all you fans, because without all you guys, we wouldn't even be here racing. I hope we had a lot of exciting racing here for you this weekend. I know there was a lot of crashes. You know, a lot of these guys come here and try to win these races, and every one of them deserve a congratulation just for turning up. I'd also like to thank my sponsors, O'Brien Aluminium, Mortlake Roadhouse, Castrol, World Wheels and Pro Shocks, because without them, we wouldn't be here with such a fine car.
Well, let him know as we get Tony Noski to bestow on him the Australia #1 trophy, and then we'll be giving him that sash. That's all important.
Thanks, Ian. Congratulations, Gary. That was a magnificent effort. I've been watching you for a couple of years now, and really, apart from my old mate Gary Rush there, I couldn't have thought of anybody better or more deserved of winning this race. And, congratulations. I hope it's the start of a lot more big things for you. Thank you.
Thank you. Also, I'd just like to thank my father. He puts in 100% effort, you know, and he went home this week after I crashed his car, and I stayed up here and played around. And, you know, if it wasn't for such a great crew like I've got, like Dennis all the way from America, and all the other guys, and my mother especially, you know, they all give me the encouragement, and that's what makes me get along where I do.